training for the 6A on the compensation plan from 6A and above. Okay? Now, you don't really have to understand all the details of the compensation plan. You can make a lot of money without understanding it. Like after he asked me, he said, "How are you going to explain it, Romi?" And I was like bubbling. And I said, "I'm going to ask Mr. Go." I asked Mr. Go, he was busy. I called up Ari. So Ari explained it to me. And then he said, "So where's your PowerPoint?" I said, "Do you have any?" So Gerald sent me the PowerPoint. So I looked at it last night, and I made some changes. I emailed it to him back around midnight, so it was finished this morning. So like I'm saying, you don't have to understand everything to make a lot of money. Even now, I still don't understand some of it. Okay? This 6A meeting today reminded me of our first 6A meeting in New York. Okay? About a little over 9 years ago, Mr. Oshiro, we had a 6A meeting, and he brought in the managers of the different offices from California, from Chicago, from New York, and we did it in a restaurant. And guess how many were asked at the 6A meeting? There were 5. That was the first 6A meeting. But what touched me is that Mr. Oshiro believed in us. You know, they believed that this group of 5 people, so there's one of them, on a wheelchair. This group of 5 people will grow, and it did. Okay, but I really love Mr. Oshiro for believing in us that it will happen. Okay, 6A. Once you become a 6A, I'm going to use the SD 501. Okay, you start to earn 1,710. This is 6 points. Okay. You get a title incentive. You get 6A group awards, rising step up awards, and educational allowances. What's the title incentive? You earn $3,000 when you reach the rank of 6A. Now the requirement is your group have to do 10 sales the month that you get promoted. If your group does not do the 10 sales at the month that you get promoted, you do not get the $3,000 title incentive. Now, say you miss doing the 10, the company gives you an allowance. If you miss the month, they will say, okay, we give you 2 months to do it, but now you have to do 15 instead of 10. If you still miss the 15 for 2 months, the company will say, okay, we'll give you a 3rd month, because we want you to get your $3,000, but now it has to total 20. Okay, so that's the requirement. So, try not to miss your $3,000 title incentive. Group Sales Award. Group Sales Award. Some people, when they get to 6A, they start to relax. They say, I'm a 6A now I'm going to make a lot of money, and then they start doing things. I tell you, you might have the title, but being a 6A is like a driver's license. Now you're licensed to make 1,710. But just like the driver's license, you have to drive the car to enjoy it. So you still have to drive your business, okay, to enjoy your rank of 6A. Now, the company gives 6A Group Sales Award on the next 6 months, right after you become a 6A. Because what they want to do is give you some incentive to keep on building the business, okay? So the first 6 months after you become a 6A, you have some extra incentives. And this is how it works. Depending on the number of direct sales, depending on the number of direct sales in your group and the number of your group sales, open group, okay, the more direct sales you have and 8-point sales you have, you get some extra incentives. Now, your open group is the group where nobody below you is still a 6A. Okay, that's your open group where you're getting paid 8 points. So you can see here, if you do three direct sales, you have that bonus. If your whole group only has 4 sales, so we're not going to go much into the details of it, but the more group sales you have and direct sales, the higher your group incentive is. And that goes for the next 6 months to help you out with the group again. Now, educational allowance. Just the term itself shows you that it's for educating your people, your downline. Okay? Because some people would say, oh, I'm only getting paid 8 points on this group of people. No, once they continue to grow deep, I don't get paid anymore. If you're a 6A, you do. Okay? Because you're getting paid educational allowance all the way down, over the 8 points. So your commission doesn't end on 8 points anymore. Okay? And you get $200 educational allowance over the 8 points. Okay. Now, Emmy, for instance, is 6A. Emmy have an 8-point group where he's getting paid the 8 points. Outside the 8 point, deep down there, a sale happens. And sometimes people complain, that's beyond my 8 points, I don't get paid anymore. Of course you are. You're getting paid. You're getting paid educational allowance, $200 on that sale. And it can go all the way deep. Okay, because that's your educational allowance. Now, Emmy gets the $200 educational allowance. Emmy's upline 6A also gets $50. And then the next upline 6A gets $50. Okay, do you follow? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're getting paid over the 8 points when you are a 6A. That's why you want to become a 6A. Now, when the customer, when somebody is getting 8 points on a person, on a sale, the upline doesn't get, the upline 6A doesn't get educational allowance, okay? When somebody is getting paid 8 points. So the only time we pay the educational allowance is if it goes beyond the 8 points, okay? Because that's an incentive for you to help the people over the 8 points as a 6A. There are 3 6As actually earning money on educational allowance. It goes very deep. Now, sometimes some people would say, oh, I have so many 6As under me and I am a 6A. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6As below. What do I get? Right? You start to earn on those 6As. It could go 8 levels of 6As below you, but you have to be a 6A too. Okay? It means you cannot be just a one-legged organization and ride on that one leg. You have to build a second leg. Now, I'll give you an example. My friend Franny from Chicago, okay, down his line is a guy named Dante from Toronto. Dante became a 6A 5-3. And then my friend Franny, he is a 6A. How much does he make? If he remains a 6A, it's like nothing. He has to build another leg. So he did build another leg. So now my friend Franny is earning on 8 levels of 6As.